Alright, hello everyone. It's me back again with a video. End of the year countdown stuff. My top 10 albums of 2016. So, as I said last week, um, uh, I know a lot of people didn't watch that video, so a lot of you might not know. But as of last week, I said I was going to make a top 10 countdown. And so I'm here to start that today. This is going to be part one. Part two will be up on Friday. I will have a year in review reflection video up tomorrow. Just of 2016 as a whole. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let me come up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So top 10 music albums of the year. We're gonna go through albums 10 through 6. So yeah, 2016 had great music. I really loved it. Before we start, just gonna give honorable mentions out. I'm just gonna give out two of them. Tweets Charlene. I forgot about that until somebody talked about it the other day. But I remember really enjoying that and really, really, really loving it. Also, would like to give honorable mention to Bruno Mars's 24K Magic. It wasn't my favorite Bruno Mars album, but I thought it was very good. It's very, I think it was works better as a collection of like singles, a compilation album than a actual cohesive album. It's very cohesive, but it just kind of felt like a bunch of I don't know. It didn't feel exactly like an album to me, so I couldn't put it in my top 10 albums list just because of that. But it was still very good nonetheless. I can't take anything away from it. It just, for me, I didn't feel album from it, and it might have just been because it was so short and I felt like it was incomplete. So moving on, we're gonna go ahead and start with number 10, which was Mac Miller's The Divine Feminine. Rap album. I don't particularly care for rap, but I do have two rap albums in this year's countdown, and they're rap albums that I actually really enjoyed. This one came as a surprise for me because I've never really been a fan of Mac Miller's, but I heard Dang on the radio, I think in October, and I just decided to go ahead and listen to it because I was like, I really love this song. So let me just try this album out and see what this has in store. It was very good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good album. I thought he did a really good job. The production was great. He sounded great. His flow was great. I just thought it was a really great album. I thought the features, there weren't too many features, and all the features that there were made sense, and they served their purpose. They weren't just there just because it was the name. And I like this kind of softer thing. I'm not familiar with Mac Miller's music. I'm familiar with him, but I'm not familiar with his music. But I really like this kind of softer approach. I mean, it makes sense just with his album title that it was going to be, I guess, a softer approach to rap. Softer, not trying to be like, rap. It was a soft album or whatever, but it's not so like hard hitting. It just felt really laid back and cool, and honestly, I would describe it as very pretty. To me, it felt like it was just very pretty. The production, there's just he took a lot of time with the production to make it very different and make it sound more like an R&B type of album with him rapping versus a rap album, So I really enjoyed that. I like the flavor. I'm not sure if I explained it all that well, but to me, that's kind of how it sounded. So yeah, that was number 10 for me. Number 9, my favorite song on it was Dang. That is my favorite favorite song on it. So yeah, number 9 was Ology by Gallant, a new artist, and he is also Grammy nominated in 2017. He will be up for a Grammy. So well deserved. This album was fantastic. Um, it was just, it took me, again, it took me by, not surprise, I don't want to say, because I didn't go in expecting anything, but I wasn't not expecting anything because he's a new artist, so I hadn't really heard of him, and he's 24. So I just kind of went in and listened to it, and I mean, he's got a great voice. Um, it was a great debut album. I thought he did a great job. Again, not too many features. Um, and the one feature that he had made sense. And I don't care for Janae Aiko too much, but I thought that she was used very well on this album. Um, and my favorite song from it was Bone and Tissue. Um, my one criticism for this album is I would like for him to explore his range just a bit more with his voice. But you know, as a debut album, it was amazing. Um, Next was number 8. And number 8 goes to, oh my gosh, I forgot. Who is it? Who is it? Hold on, let me think. Oh, duh. Zayn. I thought I had him higher for some reason, but I didn't. I have 7 other albums higher than this, but Zayn's Mind of Mine, there we go, because I have 2 Mind albums in my top 10, but Mind of Mine by Zayn is number 8 for me. I loved it when it first came out. I loved it. I still love it now. I love the R&B song. I just love that it's an R&B album. I love that he left One Direction to do what he wanted to do. And for me, this is kind of what I thought I would get from him, is an R&B type of album. Because to me, when I read his interviews and stuff, you know, he didn't really feel comfortable with the whole pop rock thing that One Direction was doing. And his songs, they weren't really doing anything with his songs that he was writing. And so he's doing this album, you know, really makes sense. It really fits with him. It didn't feel like he just came into the R&B genre from left field. It just kind of seems like he's always felt like this genre was his home, and he just decided to make music, and it finally, but it felt like this genre was always his home, and that this was always him, and it just fit. The songs I thought were very, very good. Again, I think to this day, my least favorite song on the album is the single Pillow Talk. And it's not a bad song at all, but it's just like, it's nothing compared to the rest of the album. I will say my favorite song is Drunk. My biggest criticism is that I wish he would have spent more time promoting the album and spent more time on just like the music videos and stuff and performances, because I think it could have been a really big album had it been promoted better. I know he was going through some stuff, you know, mentally and with his health and physically and all that, but I do wish he could have had the chance to promote it more, and I wish that the music videos and stuff, performances were better, because for me, I just feel like the song Like I Would, the music for it, video for it, it's all cool and stuff with all the lights. I really wanted an 8 count from him, and I didn't get it. And it would have been a perfect song for that, because I know had Chris Brown gotten that song, he would have gone all out with the music video and the choreography and all that stuff. So that's my one criticism, but my favorite song on that is Drunk. It's one of my favorite songs of this year. I just love that song so much. It's such a cool song, and it really just flows and it's so nice, and you just like it's just got this groove about it, and I just can't help but to just get attached to it. So yeah. Next is number 7, and that is Coloring Book by Chance the Rapper. Um, I really love this album. Again, I knew who Chance the Rapper was before I listened to the album, but I never listened to his music. So this was my first kind of venture into Chance the Rapper's discography, and I must say I was impressed. Um, his solo discography, I've heard him on people's songs before, but was my venture into his solo work, and I just thought it was really great. I love the kind of gospel elements that he has to it, kind of like you can tell that he's been really influenced by Kirk Franklin and Kanye West during like when he released like Jesus Walks and stuff like that. Sorry about that. Let me hurry up. Anyway, so yeah, I really enjoyed this album. I think my favorite song is No Problem and All We Got. Um, my biggest concern with it, oh, and it just kind of made me happy and, smile, and it's a really great rap album, and it's a rap album that I know I'll be listening to years down the road, because for me in a rap, I typically listen to it once and then like my opinion of it goes down very quickly. But for this album, I don't see that happening. Um, I will say my only issue with the album was just there's so many features on it, and while I do think everybody played their part, um, it was just a lot of features, and I don't think everyone really got the shine that they deserved. But I mean, still a great album. Um, Finally is number 6, and that's Glory by Britney Spears. Another surprising album. I was not expecting to really enjoy this album because for me, Britney Spears has sort of been detached for the past almost decade, and since Blackout, and it makes sense due to what she's gone through and everything. But I think this album was the first time since Blackout that I really felt like she was there and really in the album and really invested in the album. She felt alive to me, and she felt like she was having fun, which I haven't really felt from Britney Spears since 2007. But yeah, it really felt like she was having fun, she was enjoying herself, and she enjoyed the album. And I really enjoyed that because as I was going through it, I felt like this was something that she liked. And for me, it felt like Britney Spears sort of growing up from the girl that we all met to now this woman that we've all come to know over the years and the woman she's become. And it's not like a huge like step in growth for her, music wise, but it feels like she's grown, and it feels like she's finally stepped out into the music world as this woman. It feels like she's not this girl that's making music anymore. It feels like she's this woman that she is. And yeah, my favorite song on it is "Do You Want to Come Over?" Love that song, love it. But amazing album. So yeah, this is my part 1 for my top 10 albums of 2016. Part 2 will be up on Friday. And yeah, 5 through 1. Till next time, bye.